Well, the top four is definitely heating up now, ladies and gentlemen. As we all know, this is a major 3 points for Arsenal Football Club. We've got a fair few games coming up now. Europa League is coming up next week, away to Bate Borisov in Belarus. We do have Bournemouth, we do have Southampton coming up at home, and this is another game for us, which I feel as though we definitely need to get 3 points. If we don't get the 3 points this weekend, then we're going to be definitely asking questions, especially Unai Emery, who's under a lot of pressure after that major loss against City the other week. And this is a game for us that I expect us to win, but I don't think it's going to be easy. Looking at the Terriers, Huddersfield Town, they are going to be at home. Obviously, they do have a decent little record at home, but they're 13 points off the bottom, sorry, and they are playing very, very poor. Two wins. That's all it is. Their top goal scorers I think it's Jorgensen, the centre half, for 3 goals. Shows you how poor they are in front of goal. They do have a few decent players, the likes of Aaron Moy, decent at set pieces, and they do have the likes of obviously Jorgensen, Jinda at the back. So they may be pretty dangerous in the air. They do have the likes of Steve Meunier. He's a decent physical player in there, got a bit of presence about him in that attacking line. So you've got to be aware of him. And the likes of Pritchard, a decent young attacking midfielder who is going to be very dangerous as well going forward. So we've got to keep an eye out for him. But Huddersfield, they're going to be coming off that major loss against Chelsea the other week, 5-0, and they're going to be wanting to get a win under their belts. And I do expect them to really come at us. I personally feel, they are so far off the bottom. They are so far at the bottom now. It's getting ridiculous. 13 points. And I expect them to really come at us and really show us a bit of intent, if you know what I mean. Try and get a few goals. And, looking at Arsenal Football Club, I know we went to Cardiff and they hadn't scored, I don't think, all season at home. And all of a sudden they put 2 or 3 past us. So it's a game where it's predicting quite a high scoring affair. I think we will win this game. I don't know what the score prediction would be. I think it might be quite a thumping of probably 4-1, I predict, for Arsenal. But we'll have to wait and see how we go with this game. Obviously, we do have a few injuries, a few doubtful players. The likes of Aubameyang is doubtful with an illness. Koscielny as well with an illness. We do have the likes of Mavropanos back, Mkhitaryan back. I suspect Ozil to be playing as well. So it'd be interesting to see how we line up. Though, I have gone with the likes of Leno in goal. Obviously, he's going to go in there. Peter Cech, we all know what's going on with him. He's definitely going to be the cup goalkeeper from now on. He's retiring at the end of the season. I expect Leno to play this game. He was brilliant the other week against City, so I expect him to be playing in there. I've gone with a 4 at the back approach for this one. I've gone with the likes of Carl Jenkinson in there, retaining his place in that right back position. I expect him to replace the likes of Lichtsteiner. Lichtsteiner has been shocking this season. Absolutely shocking. We all know what's been going on with him, and I expect Carl Jenkinson to put a shift in. He's the sort of guy who can play around with these sort of midfielders, lay it off, and he can get downfield a little bit. I expect him to really go at this Terriers defence. As we all know, they're not the greatest defensively. They are pretty slow as well at the back, and I expect Carl Jenkinson to really take them on, really go for those sort of passes in and out, if you know what I mean. And I expect him to be coming back quite quickly. He does have a little bit of pace about him, so that's good. On the left-hand side of the field, I have gone with Kolasinac. He was poor against City, but we all know, attacking-wise, he does like to lay it off to the midfielders and to the likes of Iwobi, who can drop deep, and then we can play it off to him, and Kolasinac can get downfield. So I've gone with Kolasinac in there. Defensively, he is shocking, but going forward, hopefully he can show a bit of attacking presence against the Terriers side, who are going to be very, very low on confidence. So I expect him to be playing in there. Mavropanos, sort of player in this team that we don't see much of, but I expect him to be playing this game. He did get a few minutes under his belt against City, and he's the sort of player that he's got a bit of intent about him when he's on that pitch, and he's got a bit of pace about him. He can defend very well, and I expect the young lad to really put a shift in against this Terriers attack. So he's got his hands full against the likes of Steve Meunier with Monreal in there. I haven't gone with Mustafi. I don't want to see him in there, man. I want to see the likes of Monreal. I think he's pretty good in there, actually, defensively. He's a bit more stable in there. And I feel like he's all right in there. He's got a bit of experience about him in that centre-half position. And he can really teach Mavropanos to lead the lines. So I expect him in there. I haven't gone with Koscielny. He's still going to... Well, apparently he's going to be alright with obviously his illness, but I don't want to see him in there. This is a great game for these two to partner up together against the Terriers side, who I don't think they're going to really show too much. They will go forward, but I don't think they're going to be too dangerous. But I don't want to jinx it too much. In the midfield, I've gone with Torreira. Obviously, a defensive midfield with a holding midfielder of Guendouzi in there. Guendouzi, he was brilliant against City, absolutely fantastic for his age. I mean, it's his first year in the league, and he was controlling the Etihad. I mean, unbelievable by him. I expect him to retain his place in that midfield with Torreira. I think they partner up very, very well. The likes of Xhaka, I think, is back from injury, but I think this is a great game for Guendouzi and Torreira to continue where they left off. They controlled the game very well at the Etihad in the first half, and I expect them to be playing the game. They were brilliant, these two, absolutely fantastic. They can play it around, and the thing is about Guendouzi is he looks to go forward all the time. He doesn't play it around the back, doesn't continue to go backwards. He always goes forward. He's got an intent about him. He's got a desire and a bit of heart. Really shows a bit of value on his badge of being on him. Takes him on, and I like that. With Torreira playing more of a defensive sort of role, he can, drop deeper a little bit just in case Guendouzi does lose the ball sometimes, and I think that should be right in there. Going forward, the big man, mate, Mr. Mesut Ozil. This is the game for him. I feel like he should be coming back for a Terriers side, which he hopefully can do well against. Get a bit of confidence under his belt because we've got a few games coming up throughout the week. And this is a perfect game for Mesut Ozil to really show his creative side, because at the moment we haven't got no creativity in there. I mean, looking at the City game the other week with no Aaron Ramsey on the bench, Mesut Ozil on the bench, Dennis Suarez on the bench. It's just no excuse, mate. It's poor, mate. And I think this is a great game for Mesut Ozil to really crack this Huddersfield side defence, who I feel like they're going to be very stubborn at the back, but going forward they're going to take us on. But defensively, I think they're going to be very stubborn, and this is a perfect guy who's going to really showcase his class if he can. Obviously, he does have that really key eye for goal and eye for pass, and he'd be looking for the likes of Lacazette, who would be going up top. As a lone striker, I personally feel a lot of people are going with a 4-3-1-2, Aubameyang and Lacazette up top, but I've gone with Lacazette on his own. He's a great sort of player. He's always got a sort of leadership and heart. Sense about him, if you know what I mean, when he's on the field. He wants to play for the club. He wants to play with a lot of desire about him, and he always puts 110% in, and that's what I love about him, and I think he'd be pretty up front on his own with the likes of Mkhitaryan on the right hand side and Iwobi on the left hand side. Mkhitaryan just got back from injury, perfect game for him, I personally feel, and I want to see him in this. It's the game that I think we should really experiment a little bit. I know this is a game we must win, but I feel like Mkhitaryan is going to come back. He's going to have a sort of he's going to have sort of hunger about him. He wants to get back into this first team, and I feel like it's a perfect game for Mkhitaryan with Iwobi on the left-hand side. It was a poor game the other week against City for Iwobi, but I feel like this is a perfect game for him. We can really get at his defence, and that's what I like about him. He takes them on with the likes of Mkhitaryan. He takes them on. Hopefully, he can drop in and get the likes of Lacazette involved. We'll have to wait and see, but I think Iwobi and Mkhitaryan might be a decent suggestion in there. Playing more of as a front three, of I think Aubameyang probably going to be playing on the bench. Obviously, he did have an illness. I don't expect him to be playing a full 90 minutes. Aubameyang, this is a big game for us. I know we have to win it, but I feel like there's a few more important games coming up, and I feel like he will be benched just due to his illness, and I think this would be perfect. I mean, you could get the likes of Dennis Suarez in there, but I feel like this is a game from the likes of Mkhitaryan and Iwobi to really spread that defence out, because I feel they're going to be very stubborn at the back, and we need to really stretch them with the likes of Iwobi. Mkhitaryan, we can get out wide, get the likes of Kolasinac and Jenkinson running onto balls, then you never know what will happen. But that's my prediction, guys, for the lineup. Let me know down below your predicted lineup. This is a must 3 points. We must win this game. Honestly, there's big games as well coming around the corner. Chelsea as well. They've got City this week, so there's a potential that we can, overlead those lot. And Manchester United, they've got some games coming up as well. They've got a big game. Manchester United, who have they got? I'm not particularly sure. I think it's Fulham away from home. So there's a chance for them to get another 3 points. And all of a sudden, if we lose this game, that's 6 points behind fucking United. So this is a big, big game for us. That's my predicted lineup. And I'll be back for another video after the game of, see how we do. But yeah, let me know down below of your lineup, and hopefully we do get the 3 points. Come on, lads.